What's up, everybody? Jordan Stewart here from Vover. Thanks so much for tapping into the Vover original show. Just a reminder that if you want to drop your opinions about the episode or respond to the host and guests with your voice, go and download the Vover app wherever you get your apps. Vover, voice over everything. Enjoyed the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Grind with your hosts, Slimzilla and Yeti.
What's happening, world? Welcome to the show. Good morning, Yeti.
Hey, great to see you like every Monday, my friend. I'm doing good. How are you? Still locked down?
Still locking down, bro. Still over here. Just do nothing.
Family time.
Yeah, exactly. Family time, bro. Gee whiz. The only good thing is that Messi's finally come and said that he's left Barcelona. So the next couple of days is going to be interesting where he does go to. He's still PSG seem to be the favorite, but it's not a done deal yet.
Wow. So I always see like done deals type articles coming out on him. I thought it was like
everybody wants to be first, bro. Everybody wants to be first.
So they just shouted out away.
It's always Messi signs for, or Messi's going to PSG, and then it's like rumors said or something. You know what I mean? It's like, well, is it a done deal? Until that time, is just say, okay, he could go to PSG. Or I even heard that some team in Qatar offered him a billion euros.
That could be interesting.
If that's me, there's no interesting. So I'm already there. I'm already there. I'm on the plane. Where do I sign?
Do you think you could live there though? Like staring at, I guess for $1 billion,
Bro,
you can do whatever they gotta have you do, right?
That's a different. If I got to stay outside for 3 years of my life and I got a bill in the bank,
and it's not like you're like enjoying life you enjoy life, but you're not like you're locked down a whole lot of the time when you're playing anyway.
Exactly.
So you might as well.
And then he can do what he wants and then just fly wherever, just private jet for a couple of days, go to Dubai or wherever.
That's true. $1 billion is beyond life-changing money.
Bro, when I seen a thing the other day where it says 1 million seconds accounts to 11 days in time. Mm-hmm. Whereas 1 billion seconds accounts for 31 years. So it's not the same. 1 million and 1 billion are not the same.
Not even close.
Let's not confuse it. It's different.
So something I wanted to talk about today, and actually we can just segue through Messi. I saw Cade Cunningham, the number 1 pick in basketball this year, had his first game, and they were talking about on some of the Detroit radio. He didn't play as well as you would like in the first game, but I honestly don't think that's a huge deal. I don't even think you should really talk about a guy's first game, but it is what it is. It's the first pick. You do that. But one thing I did think was interesting was the sort of the how he's coming in, and it looked like he was trying to facilitate, pass the ball, maybe not assert himself as much right off the bat. And I thought it would be an interesting thing to talk about, like joining a new team, being a young guy, being the first pick. How do you see that? And I know every situation is probably going to be different, but what do you see for a first pick? What do you see for a guy like Messi, or a free agent that's not as highly touted?
I think with a lot of American sports, especially like basketball, in the NFL, I think because most of the time the first guy who's going to get picked is predominantly a quarterback, right? So they've already established that role as the leader because they have to lead the team anyway. So I think it's easy to go in a situation when you're being a quarterback, for instance, in the NFL. NBA is slightly different because point guard or wherever, you're still coming in as a young cat. So it's one of the ones where you've always been a big fish, and that's when them egos come in, and then all of a sudden you still in yourself feel like you're that person, but you're coming in as a rookie, man.
Right.
So like you said, you're trying to facilitate, unless you got that killer mindset where it's like, it's just me. Like I'm coming in, I know what I'm going to do. And it's tough for these kids, man, because that's probably the first time they've only experienced where they're not going into the team as like that guy, unless you're LeBron James or someone like that.
He is the number 1 pick. Do you think he should try to be that guy? I mean, everybody's got to be themselves. That's number 1 for me. But
it's tough, man.
Pick overall. I mean, that means the team didn't do great. So maybe I don't know. I guess it's all depends.
And I think I think it goes on to the coach, right, where he has to kind of, when this guy comes in, if the team hasn't done well and this is the number one pick, they have to put in a way where this is the guy that's going to lead that team.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to, it just becomes part of the process where he doesn't have to kind of ruffle anyone's feathers or peacock and kind of like come and be like, yeah, I'm the guy. Because, as soon as you do that, if you don't create that bond with the players, it's tough, man.
Bad. Yeah,
exactly. With Messi, I think it's different because whatever team he goes on is the best player. You know what I mean? So it's kind of different. And I think everyone in the world of soccer knows that he's, if not him, then Ronaldo are the two best players in the world. So even if he's going to like a PSG, for instance, where you have great players like Neymar and Mbappe, they still, and it's more of a, how do they react to him coming?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, is he going to be taking the penalties? Is he taking the free kicks? Does that eat into their goals? Like, does that take money off their table? Which you never know, even though everyone's going to welcome him with open arms if he does go PSG. Like, you just never know the player's mindset, like when he's at home on his own and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think there's it's kind of getting off topic, but when you get that many star players together, sometimes it doesn't go right. It's hard to mesh and who gets the attention, whatever. I played on a Bengals team that had Chad Johnson, Terrell Owens, Carson Palmer, Cedric Benson, like an all-star offense. And I think we won 4 games, and it just didn't mesh. So it's interesting that.
Was that because of the personalities or percentage of like personalities compared to coaching? Like, how would you...
I don't know. I don't know why that year didn't work for us, to be honest. It just nothing worked. And maybe that just happens sometimes. Maybe there was other things going on that were above my pay grade with the Carson and the Bengals and some of that stuff that, the last couple of years there.
Yeah.
But it did feel like we had an all-star team that year. And I'll tell you what, when you have a team like that and it doesn't work, then things fall apart
fast.
So you better make sure it's going to work when you sign these guys as that GM or whoever is calling the shots over there, because it can be very, very, go very south.
Yeah, that's the flip side, right? If you, like you said, if you get like all this talent, and because everyone's looking at them as like, if Messi does go to PSG, straight away everyone's thinking that they, for the majority of time, they win League One in France anyway. But then it will be going onto Champions League, which is the best 4 European teams playing like a separate competition. Mm-hmm. They're looking at PSG and said, this team has to win. Right. Like they've signed obviously Ramos, Donnarumma, the goalkeeper who won the Euros for Italy. So their squad is stacked. It's one of them ones, if you play FIFA, it's like, this is the team I'm going to be playing with. Yeah. that's the best team. Right. So there's gonna be a lot of pressure on him. There's probably going to be more pressure on him going to PSG than when he was at Barcelona.
Yeah.
And how are them fans going to be different compared to the Barca fans? Because end of the day, PSG, they want to win, right? And Neymar's had his instances where he's not got on with the fans. So it's going to be interesting, man, what really happens.
Yeah. Maybe it takes a little pressure off a guy like that and helps him play better, just having someone else take the limelight and not have to be the show all the time, unless that's what he likes. I don't know. It's all different.
Yeah, he seems more conservative when he does like interviews, and like yesterday he done like his farewell speech and he was crying and all that. So I don't think he talks that much. He just lets his feet do the talking.
Yeah, which I love that kind of guy. So I kind of had a similar. See, I was kind of a free agent that got paid a little bit of money and was, people were excited that I was there, but I wasn't a big cog in the team over in Jacksonville. So, for me, it was like, I got to blend, but not really do much. I'm just going to hang out and let my play do the talking, like you say. So I think I was somewhere in between the young guy and the old guy that can do some things. And actually all the things Gus Bradley did that I wasn't a huge fan of, he did say when we came in, hey, we love our atmosphere right now. You guys don't need to do much. Just come in and ball.
Yeah.
I actually did appreciate that. And you're right. If the coach says something off the bat and kind of gives you an idea of what he wants out of you, it can be huge. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference, right? Where you're going into a situation where you've you've played at that level before. So a lot of guys are just going to respect you anyway because they know that when you play on a Thursday or Sunday or Monday, they know what they're going to get from you. Whereas, I don't know, say Cade Cunningham, the rookies coming in, everything's new. Like I'm sure college ball compared to when he's playing in the NBA is like totally different. And like I said, you have all these egos and great players for the most part. Like, well, great players in the sense of everyone's turned professional, which is top 1%, right? So and I think it's a combination of both of how he perceives him personally going into that situation, and then the atmosphere that the coaches provide for him. Because ultimately, for me, looking inwards, it has to come from the coach's side, because when it comes from a player's side, automatically, if he gets it slightly wrong, it can come across as arrogant.
Right. And
in any locker room, as soon as you have a player like that, it doesn't work out too well.
Yeah, I think especially for the guy's first game and adapting to the NBA, I think coming in slow and maybe not wowing everybody off the bat, but your teammates loving you, I think is the most important thing. So my dog Cade, don't worry about these people out here.
It's me, what it's like, bro. Media, everyone wants to jump on it, and it's out there, and it's at the touch of everyone's fingertips, so they pile on it more. But I'm sure he's known, and I'm sure he has like people around him that can kind of like guide him in that sense. But he's young. Even me saying that it seems weird, because in soccer it's so much younger. But for him, he's a young guy, man. He'll be fine.
These kids are all babies these days, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, every sport's getting younger, bro. Yeah. Like them vets are getting dwindled out.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to keep me up on Messi and what's going on there. We need a Messi tracker or something.
Exactly. Hey, and for us old guys, man, the pickleball. Hey, I was talking to my boy Strands, Frank Strands. Will shout out to him. He was he told us to go to one of the events and play celebrity games, bro. So I need you to start like getting your lateral movement going. You know what I mean? So I know you need to get the feet going again.
I got to get these metal hips working.
Yeah.
I'll put some grease in there and get going.
Get some WD-40 in there, bro.
Oh yeah.
I need you, bro. I need you at the net.
You'll hear me playing next. Yo.
Cool. Hey, always a pleasure as always, man.
All right, man.
I'll catch you tomorrow.
Later.
Peace. Vover.